Hello, everyone. It's so nice to be with you again. My name is Christopher. Welcome to the Ann Arbor District Library Storytime. Now, lots of you know how I like to begin Storytime. It's with a little song called Clap Everybody and Say Hello. And if you don't know it now, you will by the time it's over. Here it is. Clap everybody and say hello, say hello, say hello. Clap everybody and say hello. Welcome to Story Time. I think you've got it. If you want to clap while I play along with banjo, that would be great. Let's give it a try. Clap everybody and say hello, say hello, say hello. Clap everybody and say hello. Welcome to Story Time. You might know I like to say hello in lots of languages from around the world. Let's say hello today in Tunisian Arabic. Aslema. Clap everybody and say Aslema, say Aslema, say Aslema. Clap everybody and say Aslema. Welcome to Story Time. What else do we have today? We have Lithuanian, Labas. Ready? Clap everybody and say labas, say labas, say labas. Clap everybody and say labas. Welcome to Story Time. We've also got Hungarian, sziasztok. Let's give that a try. Clap everybody and say sziasztok, say sziasztok, say sziasztok. Clap everybody and say sziasztok. Welcome to Story Time. Welcome everyone. It's so nice to see you again. Now, before we get into our stories, I think we're missing someone. Who is it that we're missing? Right, we're missing the Duke. Oh, Duke of York! And here he is. Are you ready? The grand old Duke of York, he had 10,000 men. He marched them up to the top of the hill, and he marched them down again. And when you're up, you're up. And when you're down, you're down. And when you're only halfway up, you're neither up or down. I think you've got it. You're a pretty quick learner. We're going to speed things up, okay? The grand old Duke of York, he had 10,000 men. He marched them up to the top of the hill, and he marched them down again. And when you're up, you're up. And when you're down, you're down. And when you're only halfway up, you're neither up or down. The grand old Duke of York, he had 10,000 men. He marched them up to the top of the hill, and he marched them down again. And when you're up, you're up. And when you're down, you're down. And when you're only halfway up, you're neither up or down. The grand old Duke of York, he had 10,000 men. He marched them up to the top of the hill, and he marched them down again. And when you're up, you're up. And when you're down, you're down. And when you're only halfway up, you're neither up or down. Super fast! The grand old Duke of York, he had 10,000 men. He marched them up to the top of the hill, and marched them down again. And when you're up, you're up. And when you're down, you're down. And when you're halfway up, you're neither up or down. Good job, everyone. Did I lose you? Probably not. All right. Oh, before we get into our stories, we've got some announcements. All right. You know that every Saturday, including this Saturday coming up, it's the Saturday show at 11 a.m., where you get to see so many of your favorite AADL staff members and storytellers having fun, telling you all about things in the world, and it's a great, fun show. You know, one of my favorite parts of the Saturday show is called What Is It? And you have to figure what something is by looking at it. And it's often something really old and really cool. And every Monday at 11 a.m., it's Baby Time. It's a show for our littlest patrons aged 0 to 2, and they're grown-ups. We can invite them as well. And it's full of songs and stories and fun things to do together. So you don't want to miss either of those two shows. Now, we've got to pick our theme for today. It's, oh, no. Oh, that's wrong. Oh, there we go. It's an M. We have stories today that all have something to do with a word that starts with M. I wonder if you know any words that start with M. Let's see. There's Marmite. That starts with an M. It's kind of a strange flavor. Let's see, what else starts with an M? Oh, there's muskrat. Muskrat starts with an M. That's a funny, cute animal. And what else do we have? Um, hmm. How about mouse? Mouse starts with an M. But we don't have any stories today about muskrats, marmite, or mice. I kind of tricked you. We have stories today that are a miscellany. That means they're about lots of miscellaneous things. And I think we're going to have a good time. Our very first story today is called Hans in Luck. I guess I should take this off. This is not for our first story. And Hans in Luck is an old story all about a young worker who worked at the mill for 7 long years. And at the end of 7 long years, Hans asked the owner of the mill if he could be paid. Could you imagine waiting 7 years for your first paycheck? Well, the owner of the mill said, Hans, you've been a really good worker. You get up early, you work hard all day, and you don't ask for much. I think after 7 long years, you deserve a bag of gold. Well, the owner of the mill did indeed give Hans a bag of gold. And Hans thought, I'll finally go home and see my family. So Hans was walking down the road. But a bag of gold is pretty heavy. And a man came by on a horse. And the man said, wow, you are really struggling there, aren't you? And Hans thought, boy, if I only had a horse to carry me, I wouldn't take so long getting home. And the man said, I could swap you this horse for that bag of gold you're carrying. And Hans thought, what amazing luck. And so the deal was done. The man took the bag of gold and Hans set off on the horse. But horses are kind of tricky. And before long, that horse had bucked Hans right off. Hans went flying through the air and he landed pretty sore. That's no way to get home. And Hans thought, ooh, this horse is a rascal. Well, just then, another person came by on the road with a cow. And Hans thought, oh, if only I could have a cow instead of this rascally horse. And the owner of the cow said, a cow is a pretty nice animal. You can milk it when you're thirsty, and you can make cheese and butter from the milk, and you'll always be set up. Well, Hans thought, hey, that sounds pretty good. And so they swapped, and the deal was done. Well, Hans was walking with his cow on his way home, and he stopped and thought, wow, I'm getting pretty thirsty. So he thought he would give his cow a milking to get some milk from it. And he started to milk it, and that cow did not like it, and it kicked Hans right in the shins. Oh boy, Hans is having some rough luck. But just then, a woman with a pig came by and said, hey, I'll swap you a pig for this cow. Excuse me, I'll swap you your cow for this pig. Got a little mixed up there. And Hans said, a pig's a nice animal. You can make sausages from pigs. That sounds like a good deal. And this cow doesn't give very much milk anyway. So Hans set off with his pig. Well, just then, someone else came up and said, hey, that pig was stolen from the mayor, and they're sending people out from town looking for the thief now. I could take that pig off your hands, and I've got a nice goose I could give you. A nice goose for the holidays, that's hard to beat. And Hans thought, well, wow, they're going to come looking for me, thinking I stole this pig, and I didn't. So Hans thought, that's a pretty good deal. And pretty soon the deal was done. And Hans was walking along with his goose. Well, Hans came to a peddler who could sharpen knives. And he had a little stone wheel that he used. And he said, you know what? With a goose, you can eat one meal. But if you have a trade like sharpening knives, you're set up for your whole life. And Hans thought, that's smart. And so Hans gave the goose over to the peddler, and the peddler gave Hans a few old grinding stones. They were still kind of heavy, and Hans set out on his way. Well, Hans was lugging these grinding stones behind him, and he saw a nice, clear stream where he could get a drink. And just as he went down to get a nice drink, the bag with his grinding stones fell into the water. How do you think Hans reacted? He was quite happy because now he could just walk his way home and he didn't have to worry about anything getting in the way. Would you be so happy? Maybe. I really like that story. All right. And now I think it's time for... Wait a minute. Aren't we missing someone? Sure we are. We're missing Ralph, I think. Let's see if we can call him. Oh, Ralph! Oh, there's Ralph. Hey, Ralph, how you doing? Good. Well, listen, Ralph, we've been having a lot of fun with our stories and our jumping. I wondered if you'd like to help us out with some... What do we like to do? Dance. Yeah, we dance and swim. We like to go swimming too. Well, let's start with some dancing, okay? Yeah. All right. Oh, dance any way you want to. Dance any way you please. Dance any way you want to. But stop when I say freeze. Good stopping. Oh, hop any way you want to. Hop any way you please. Nice hopping. Hop any way you want to, but stop when I say freeze. Good stopping. Oh, swim any way you want to, swim any way you please, swim any way you want to, but stop when I say freeze. Look, you didn't even sink. Oh boy. You know, Ralph, all that swimming and dancing and hopping has made me a little bit tired. You know that? Yeah, it's true. I think I'm ready for a nap. I am. I could use a little nap, okay? I'll tell you what, you can nibble while I nap. Sounds good? Yeah. All right, here we go. Oh, hey, are you nibbling my strings there? Oh, sleep any way you want to. Sleep any way you please, Ralph. Sleep any way you want to. But stop when I say freeze. Oh, all that yelling woke us up. All right. We'll see you next time, Ralph. Okay? Bye. It's always nice when friends pop in to see us. We've got another story, and I think it's time to put on my crown. Whoa. Hope it's not falling apart on me. There, that looks better, doesn't it? We'll give that a try. Okay. This is called The King of Little Things. And I actually don't get to play the King of Little Things in this. You'll see, I'm a little bit meaner than that. Well, once there was a king of little things, and the king lived in a castle with the queen, and they were very happy indeed. But instead of being so mean, they were in charge of all kinds of small things, and they liked it just that way. This king was the king of coins, candles, combs, keys, knots, nods, and knobby knees, bottles, buttons, beetles, burps, chiggers, chips, and chickadee chirps, petals, paddles, and paper clips, lamp wicks, lentils, and lizard lips, mittens, marbles, macaroni, barnacles, bats, and fried bologna. All small things. Well, you know, there were other kind of kings like me, King Normus, who wanted more and more. That's right. I want more and more. I want everything out there. I want to be king of everything there is. Got it? And so I conquered every other king, queen, duke, prince, duchess, princess, raja, sultan, and czar in the land. I wanted to be king of everything. Rude. And I had just about done it. I thought I conquered it all. But at my banquet feast, someone said, King, you're not quite king of everything out there. And I said, what? And it turned out that there was one king who I didn't yet control. And so I sent all of my armies to battle this king. And as my armies got closer to the king of little things, the king was very smart, and he sent out all the small animals to pester me. And indeed, he defeated me. You get round one. Because what happened was that all the chiggers came and infested themselves in the clothes and the armpits of my army, and little water droplets came to rust all of my weapons, and little worms came to eat all the food and wreck everything else. I was kind of stymied, and I was pretty mad. So I said, we can't defeat this king the normal way. Let's set up a tent and a flag of truce, and I'll invite this king in. But prepare the dungeon for him. Well, the king was nice, and he came on my invitation. But as soon as the king walked in, all sorts of mischief started. Coins started rolling out of the treasure chest. Little buttons started popping everywhere, because this was, after all, the king of the little things. I lost my temper and got mad and said, "You have to go to the dungeon." And so we sent the king of the little things to the dungeon. But you know what? The keys wouldn't turn in the lock. Nothing seemed to work, because after all, this was king of the little things. And I said, "Into the cave and seal it with a large rock." We put the king into the cave, but you know what? Ants still brought him crumbs, and birds found their way into the cave, and bees came in to give him honey. And he was doing okay there, but he missed his home and he missed the queen. And so he said, "Make the little things stop working." And indeed, that is what they did. All over the world, small things began to happen. Strings unstrung, hangers unhung, doors closed, campfires froze, frills unfrilled, pickles undilled, quills quivered, pencils shivered, bolts bolted, brakes jolted, cookies crumbled, blocks tumbled, ticks and tocks left their clocks, boats listed, words twisted, lights unlit, scarves unknit, and every little thing refused to work. Well, pretty soon the people were pretty upset, and they said, "King, this won't do." So I sent the king of the little things back to his home so we could restore some peace. And indeed, I think I learned my lesson. The end. King, you can take a bow. Thanks for joining me for story time. All right. Well, after that, let's see what we've got. Oh, my goodness. I think it's time for another guest. Oh, Dr. Knickerbocker! Are you ready? Am I ready? Let's find out. Dr. Knickerbocker, Knickerbocker, number 9. I just got back and I'm feeling fine. Now I've got the rhythm of the head tap tap. You've got the rhythm of the head tap tap. I've got the rhythm of the nose honk honk. You've got the rhythm of the nose honk honk. I've got the rhythm of the shoulders do wop. You've got the rhythm of the shoulders do wop. I've got the rhythm of the elbows bonk bonk. You've got the rhythm of the elbows bonk bonk. Tap tap, honk honk, do wop, bonk bonk. Dr. Knickerbocker, Knickerbocker, number 9. I just got back and I'm feeling fine. Now I've got the rhythm of the hands clap clap. You've got the rhythm of the hands clap clap. I've got the rhythm of the fingers snip snap. You've got the rhythm of the fingers snip snap. I've got the rhythm of the tummy tap tap. You've got the rhythm of the tummy tap tap. I've got the rhythm of the hips ooh-wee. You've got the rhythm of the hips ooh-wee. Clap clap, snip snap, tap tap, ooh-wee. Dr. Knickerbocker, Knickerbocker, number 9. A 1, a 2, a 3, 4, 5, a 6, a 7, a 8, and 9. I say a 1, a 2, a 3, 4, 5, a 6, a 7, a 8, and 9. Good job, everyone. All right. I think we've got time for just one more story. It's one of my personal favorites. It's called Night Becomes Day by Richard Mcguire. And it goes like this. Night becomes day, and day becomes bright. Bright becomes sun, and sun becomes shine. Shine becomes sparkle, and sparkle becomes stream. Stream becomes river. And river becomes ocean. Ocean becomes wave, and wave becomes beach. Beach becomes hill, and hill becomes mountain. Mountain becomes peak, and peak becomes valley. Valley becomes town, and town becomes street. Street becomes highway, and highway becomes bridge. Bridge becomes tunnel, and tunnel becomes city. City becomes building, and building becomes cloud. Cloud becomes rain, and rain becomes tree. Tree becomes log, and tree becomes paper, and paper becomes news. News becomes trash, and trash becomes new. New becomes birthday, and birthday becomes candle. Candle becomes smoke. And smoke becomes wind. Wind becomes cold, and cold becomes snow. Snow becomes puddle, and puddle becomes grass. Grass becomes food. And food becomes wool. Wool becomes blanket, and blanket becomes warm. Warm becomes sleep, and sleep becomes dream. Dream becomes good, and good becomes night. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. I think it's just about time for the pirate song. Are you ready? Oh, when I was one, I sucked my thumb on the day I went to sea. I jumped aboard a pirate ship, and the captain said to me, "Oh, you'll go this way, that way, forwards, backwards, over the deep blue sea." When I was two, I tied my shoe on the day I went to sea. I jumped aboard a pirate ship, and the captain said to me, "Oh, you'll go this way, that way, forwards, backwards, over the deep blue sea." When I was three, I tapped my knee on the day I went to sea. I jumped aboard a pirate ship, and the captain said to me, "Oh, you'll go this way, that way, forwards, backwards, over the deep blue sea." All right, well, it is time for Knees Up, Mother Brown. And let's get situated here. Okay. There was a girl from France who didn't know how to dance. The only thing that she could do was knees up, Mother Brown. Oh, knees up, Mother Brown. Knees up, Mother Brown. Knees up, never let the breeze up. Knees up, Mother Brown, and sit back down. Oh, Hans started off with gold, but it was too heavy of a load. The only thing that he could do was knees up, Mother Brown. Oh, knees up, Mother Brown. Knees up, Mother Brown. Knees up, never let the breeze up. Knees up, Mother Brown, and sit back down. The King of Little Things had great friends who helped him in the end. The only thing that he could do was knees up, Mother Brown. Oh, knees up, Mother Brown. Knees up, Mother Brown. Knees up, whoopsie, never let the breeze up. Knees up, Mother Brown, and sit back down. I see I'm going to have to do some repair soon. There was a teeny tiny man, hello, who loved to do handstands. The only other thing that he could do was knees up, Mother Brown. Oh, knees up, Mother Brown. Knees up, Mother Brown. Knees up, never let the breeze up. Knees up, Mother Brown. Super fast. Knees up, Mother Brown. Knees up, Mother Brown. Knees up, now let's raise up, knees up, Mother Brown. Wiggle, wiggle fingers right up to the sky. Wiggle, wiggle fingers and wave them all goodbye. So long, I'll see you next time.